Mark, we have our 6th Canadian competitor here in the championships this evening, Jason Wishinski, who is in the blue singlet, and he's facing James Lord from Australia at 66 kilograms. Good to see one of our Australian visitors get to the final. We don't know a lot about him. What do we know about Jason Wishinski, the Ontario wrestler?
Well, Jason wrestles out of Cabbagetown Wrestling Club in Toronto, and he came second at this year's Canadian Greco Championships. I think it was the juniors, and he won the Ontario Junior Grecos. And I think he goes to school in Newton Brook, or I guess he's a graduate from Newton Brook.
He scored the first point here, very close at the edge of the mat, and it appeared as though the Australian wrestler stepped out of bounds just before the throw was made and the whistle went, so the point went to blue for red stepping out. The Australian wrestling connection with this is interesting because, as we mentioned, Joseph Marcosi, who is with the London Western Wrestling Club and the University of Western Ontario, went to Australia as a coach for their program in 1985 and conceived of the idea of this Commonwealth Championship and got it started. And here we are 22 years later, and Joseph is very much still involved in running the program. Now, Jason Wishinski is on top, and the referee has awarded 3, and the chair and the mat judge agrees with 3, and appears as though he tried the same move again, but didn't get the 3. And I thought they were both very similar situations.
I thought it was another 3. Yeah. Anyways, at least another 3, if not 5.
Jason has 3 points, nevertheless, and leads the round. It was an outstanding example of a body lock and the kind of action that we're seeing in Greco that we haven't seen in freestyle.
At least there's points being scored very quickly, to keep the match going.
And now we have a reversal of the positions. Jason did what he could to score. He scored 1 point early in the round, and then during his time up, he scored a throw of 3 points, and now it's the Australian wrestler's James Lord's opportunity to try to turn his opponent. And he is trying the same move, a body lock, and Jason came up, but he's lost 3. Jason was trying to counter there and rather awkwardly fell to his back. It was an attempt to stop the Australian wrestler from throwing him, and he went the opposite direction to his back. I haven't seen that in the tournament before, Mark, as a counter. Now, the Australian got 3 points, but it wasn't enough, and I think that was in Jason's mind, that he knew he had 1 point in his pocket, and it wasn't a big deal that he did give up the 3. So he wins the first round 4-3, basically on that first 1-pointer, which I think was awarded because the Australian stepped out, or maybe it was because the action continued out of bounds and Jason was in control. Not much to distinguish between the two of those situations, and he won because of that 1 single point. So we enter our second round with the Ontario wrestler Jason Wishinski from the Cabbagetown Wrestling Club in Toronto with 1 round in the bank. And a reminder to our viewers that a wrestler needs to win 2 of 3 rounds. There are various ways to win that round, and one of them is to score more points, obviously, than your opponent. The other is to score 2 3-point moves during any one round. That's to encourage lots of action. We enter the second round. The score is 0-0 now in the second of 3 rounds in this match. Clearly, the Greco-Roman style does not allow the use of the legs, so everything is upper body. And Jason is working himself into a superior position for a throw over the top, a salto, and he gets 3 points for that. Outstanding throw. But it's something that we've seen frequently during the tournament in the Commonwealth Championships. I don't know how many, Mark, that I've seen, but that has to be one of a dozen or more outstanding throws from the back.
And they're very exciting to watch. As you see, it takes a lot of effort to pick somebody up at your same weight and chuck them like that.
And the Australian is trying to throw of his own head and arm. He succeeded, but Jason re-rolled that throw. So 3 points to the Australian for initiating the throw, and Jason Wishinski re-rolled his opponent, so he gets 2. And that puts the Jason up 5-3 in the match. So he lost 1 point in that exchange. He was up by 3 points. He's now only up by 2. The Australian wins wins in the exchange, but is still down by 2 points. We're into the second minute of the round, and Jason takes his position in the up position. He's going to try for the same body lock throw, gets his legs where he wants, takes his grip, and he's going to try to throw over the top. And he was successful, again, with 3 points, and that ends the round because it's 2-3 points. Not only the round, but because it's the second round he won. He wins the match and wins the Commonwealth Championship. Congratulations, Jason Wishinski, Commonwealth champion at 66 kilograms in Greco-Roman wrestling.